I went from zero experience to 5 figures a month on YouTube, and naturally the question I get asked more than anything is how? Now don't get me wrong, I love talking about it and I love helping people out. But if you ask me how, I'm gonna respond with a whole novel. And if you're a big reader, feel free to go back and pause because that message literally has everything I know. But for the rest of you who are just curious to learn how and why I went from a promising career in real estate to a full-time YouTuber, this video is gonna be for you. I also just figured it would be easier to make a video than write a novel to everyone who asked. To get the full picture, I want to take you back to 2020. The pandemic sent everything into lockdown, and when I wasn't cheating on schoolwork, I was busy having way too much free time on my hands. Around the same time, I was also learning Blender and Photoshop, so I decided to take my skills over to Fiverr, do some freelance work, and see if I could make a little bit of money. And yes, I thought this looked cool. While I would quit shortly after realizing I was making literally half minimum wage, this was, unbeknownst to me, my first venture into entrepreneurialism. I butchered that word. My next step would be Bitcoin mining, my first venture into passive income. Loud, but still passive. I was also a GPU scalper around that time, but we all have skeletons, don't hold that against me. When Bitcoin mining ran dry, my next venture was into real estate wholesaling. An overpaid, glorified middleman in real estate transactions, and while the money was good, I kinda hated everything else about it. I was getting yelled at and cussed out every single day. What are you doing? What are you doing? And after a while, the paychecks just stopped being worth it. One day was especially rough. I had been yelled at and cussed out on the same day that I lost one of the biggest deals of my life, and I had just spent way too much money on marketing. Needless to say, I was questioning my career choice, and like the functioning member of society I am, I resorted to scrolling on YouTube to forget my problems. Then I stumbled across a video by a creator named Yikes. I went viral on YouTube Kids, and no exaggeration, this is the video that would change my life. Yikes, if you're seeing this, I owe you one. In that video, Yikes interviewed creators from all around the world who were making millions of dollars creating kids' YouTube content. And the only thing I could think was, hey, I think I can do that. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit here. This part was a bit of a roller coaster. But first I created a kids channel and it didn't work. So I created a second kids channel and it didn't work. But mama didn't raise no quitter, so I created a third kids channel and I got my entire account terminated. These fucking assholes! Lost and confused, I reached out to one of the guys that Yikes had interviewed in his video. Now, too much credit card debt, some buyer's remorse, and a few trips to the bathroom to vomit later, and I was a member of a Davier's Bunker inner circle. An elite team of high-performing YouTube creators from all around the world on the cutting edge of automation, and me. I joined the bunker in November of 2024, and a lot has happened, so I'll just give you the bullet points. I watched the courses, I attended all the live calls, and I made some of the most honest and hardworking friends I think I'll ever meet. And I failed, over and over again. But a key trait of an entrepreneur is we kind of just don't know when to give up. So I just kept going and going for months. And if you're wondering, yes, my family did think I was insane leaving a stable real estate job to become a YouTuber. Rightfully so, it was kind of an insane decision. Now, if you want to become a YouTuber yourself, this is going to be the section you want to pay attention to. It gets a little bit technical from here, so for all the people who ask me, how do I become a YouTuber? This is for you. The first step before anything is to do your research. You can have the best team in the world, but if you don't have a plan, you're going to send them to do something blindly, and it's never going to work. But don't be deterred. Research is not nearly as bad as it sounds. I should actually probably rename this section to, when you decide to become a YouTuber, the first step is actually just to watch YouTube, but intentionally. You need to watch the right videos. So it's important to do this on a new account and not to use this account for anything other than your research. Your goal is to find and watch faceless channels, telling the algorithm the only thing you're willing to watch are videos that is making some faceless creator across the world way too much money. And the algorithm being all powerful, that's exactly what it's going to start feeding you. What we're looking for when we're scrolling for these channels is one that is faceless so you can automate it, that gets over 100,000 views of video so you can make money on it, that is less than 90 days old so it's not oversaturated with too many players or it's not monopolized by a few accounts that are taking all the views, and lastly that makes videos over 8 minutes long so you can double up on that ad revenue. Now, this might take a while. You're probably going to want to lock in for 2 to 3 hours a day for a couple days, maybe a week or so, to get a good list of ideas. Now, once you find a channel that fits all these requirements and is something that you could reasonably recreate yourself, congrats, you got yourself a niche. But an idea is nothing without proper execution. You're gonna need a team. That is a scriptwriter, a voice actor, an animator or editor depending on your niche, and a thumbnail artist. This can be a one-man team, you and a couple other people, or entirely other people. In my case, the goal is automation, so every new role is gonna be a new hire. But if you wanna have more control over your project or maybe just save some money, you can realistically do the scripts and the voice yourself, and if you got Photoshop, you can do the thumbnails as well. But don't be lazy with assembling your team. These are gonna be the people that you're hopefully gonna work with for months or years, and who are gonna turn your vision into reality. It's crucial to make the right hires at this stage. So my biggest advice that I can give is to have as many conversations as you can. Talk to people, get samples, get portfolios, and make sure that you're hiring the best of the best for each position. This is the step most people don't get to. It's easy to scroll, and it's easy to make job postings, but the pieces mean nothing if you don't put them together. At this point, you've probably got some sort of an idea what type of videos you want to create, but if you don't, just sticking to something close to what your competitor is doing is always a safe choice. The first step is going to be to pass your video idea onto your scriptwriter. Make sure you give them the idea and very clear instructions as to the tone and the length, or better yet, just send them your competitor's best performing script to use as reference when writing your videos. Once they're done and you've reviewed the work, you're going to want to send that over to your voiceover, who will get back to you with an audio file. At this point, you can bundle the script in the audio file and send that off to your editor or animator, depending on your niche, to get the final video produced. And lastly, the thumbnail can realistically be done at any point throughout this process, so long as you've got an idea what you want the final output of the video to look like. And again, if you've got any doubts what the thumbnail should look like, it's always a safe choice to stick close to what your competitor's already done. If it's worked for them, it's probably gonna work for you too. Okay, this is the last step I'm going to cover in this video. There is lots more you'll learn along the way, more than I can realistically fit into one video, but the best way to learn is always going to be to try, fail, and try again. So at this stage, just click upload. See what works, see what doesn't, improve your content, and try again. But most importantly, just keep moving. Nothing will beat consistency. I worked for months without making a single dollar, and many months past that without making a single dollar in profit. It requires hard work, patience, determination, and maybe a little bit of insanity. But at the end of the day, you'll have what most consider to be a dream job. The ability to work from wherever, to do whatever, and to live your best life. Take this for inspiration. On the same day I was jumping off boats into the Mediterranean Sea and sipping on mojitos on the beach with my friends, I made $2,000 without ever opening my laptop. And that's just one day. Being a YouTuber is good money. There's a reason people do the things they do to get your view. I'm in it about a year now with absolutely no plans to stop. I've got 5 successful channels and a team of 17 people from all around the world helping to make my dream a reality. And I'm still learning. I don't have all the answers. I probably never will. And I'm still messing up every single day. But realistically, that's the only way forward. So just keep going. Subscribe if you want to see how far I take this YouTube thing, and thanks for watching.